Probably not as fun to look at upside down, but I gotta work on the side, so what are you gonna do? All right, time to get to work. If I don't get on the live stream, my husband's gonna be like, come on now. You said you're gonna do a live stream. He likes me doing live streams while he's working. Then he feels less lonely while he's working, which I get it. I don't blame him. I don't love doing the live streams. But he feels like, well, if I feel less lonely, then you'll feel less lonely and we'll both feel less lonely together, which is true to a degree. All right, so yesterday, I almost wonder if I'm jumping the gun on this. Getting lowered, but or getting raised up, I mean. I think I'm gonna put all the way down, actually. Which is kind of gonna mess up my time lapse, but that's okay. I want to be able to reach the top. There we go. Yeah, because this line work doesn't look good, so. I need to redo it. And, of course, there's like little spots of grime on this thing. So I should have like a little clean rag nearby, which I don't have for some reason. Here we go. All right, so just in case, it's like entropy, you know? Things ain't what they used to be. So that's the case for my paintings, which I probably figured at some point, oh, I'll get back to it. And then I don't. And then they just end up looking kind of beat up. So I'm going to do what my husband recommends and treat my art more kindly and take it more seriously. Like I said, way on and early, just genuinely, it was me always thinking other people weren't taking me seriously, but I wasn't really taking myself seriously. But yeah, this is like almost like someone brushed their teeth near to it or something. It's kind of what it looks like. Yay, you made it. I'm so glad. So yeah, what I'm doing is just cleaning this up because for me to photograph it for reproduction, the line work is being my first one is just not that good. So anyways, it's not a very exciting live stream, but it's what I'm working on. We're trying to get everything up and running on the website. So that means every single piece needs to be signed, photographed, you know, speak now or forever hold your peace as far as the touch-ups or, you know, any finalities go. This is it right here. I can hear Michael McDonald in the back of my head singing. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'll have to scooch this maybe more. Sorry. Hey there, Mary. We have had a busy couple days trying to get our website up and loaded. It's a lot. I have a lot of artwork that I really haven't documented over the years or even signed. So we were taking on a big endeavor, but we've got the offices being switched over into the little print lab, which is pretty exciting. The test prints are turning out beautifully. You know, I put the sweatshirt on, William, thinking I was going to be chilly, and I'm not. I'm already like overheated. I only turned on the space heater a few minutes ago because it's been really nice and warm here. But then once the house cooled off, once the sun set, then it was chilly. So I'm already feeling it. It doesn't take long, that sun sets. It's so funny when we were taking our walk earlier today, how there was like warm and cold spots, almost like you're swimming. The way the air was moving around over the snow and in the sunspots. So funny. So yeah, it's been a busy. We had Naomi here the week before, and I was so excited to have her here, but then I was also like, okay, I can get back into my routine that I had started to get used to. And then I realized, you know, I can make all this artwork and I can make all this content, but without a way for people to get at it, it's no good. So someone reached out to me through my Facebook page and asked me, did I have a website? And I was like, no. Should I? Yes. Oh, whoops. I just dropped my little... Oh, man. I just dropped my magnet. There it is. Sorry. I just can't do the sweatshirt. So if that was really loud, I'm sorry. I can't do the sweatshirt, and I need the little clip. So anyways, that question, along with a little spike in subscribers, kind of like put the fear of God in me. And I was like, oh, I guess I should have a website. And I had started building one like a year ago on Squarespace and got super overwhelmed. It was not easy, actually. There's a lot of like legal, logistical things you have to know about, and I didn't. And William was just unfortunately very busy at the time with work and stuff. So I put it down and it got away from me, and we were even paying for it. And William was patient enough where he wasn't like nagging me about it for some reason, which I don't even know why that is. William, what were you doing not nagging me about the website? Because I would have been like, what are you doing with the website? And you were so nice. Oh, yes. So we got to transfer me to a new phone. I was recording my vlog today for the first time on my new phone, which I'm really stoked about. I started taking photographs of my artwork on this. I know the 17 is out, but this is the iPhone 16 Pro. And the thing is fantastic. It takes amazing videos and photos and stuff. So I am really excited to add that into the arsenal. And it also just frees up another device for me. So I'll be able to do more at the same time, which is something I'm always wishing I could do. And William's always laughing at me saying, no, you don't need to be doing more at the same time, but I do. I do, though. I feel like I can't ever be doing enough, you know? Sorry to make you look at the back of my head when I'm doing these edges, though. I've got like a million lights shining in my face right now, so I'm kind of blind. I've got this corner way more brightly lit than I used to, William. I don't know if you noticed, but I added lights. I'm not sure if you noticed. But I put some like right above the easel, and then there's two more above, and then there's one against the window, and then I take the one that like curves over the desk, and if I'm in front of the easel, I angle it towards me. So where I used to have one light hanging over me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights with, other diffuse light around me. So I increased that with all of our freebie finds. I think those were all from the Greenfield Village-wide garage sale. Free bins. We don't go buy the stuff. No. We go out Saturday afternoon when they start putting free bins by the road, and then Sunday afternoon, that's the real score right there. Hi guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate you. I'm trying to clean up some of my paintings so that I can properly photograph and document them and put them on the website. The website is honestly really exciting to share with you. I cannot wait for you to see it. It's way prettier than I ever could have imagined. I can't believe that I put it together, in fact. It's just a lot of artwork to document, and some of it isn't signed, and some of it just maybe I was like not 100% done. And so now I'm in a mad dash to want to document, sign, finish up. Just, plus with the new phone, I don't really like, a lot of my old photos of my work to reproduce. I don't think they're good enough. So I'm just going to be doing that as I do all the rest. I mean, you could get obsessive and rephotograph your work, I guess, with every new iPhone release that they come up with. But we're going to say that the 16 is definitely far superior and should give me some fabulous resolution, so that if you decide to get any prints, you'll feel proud to have it as like a collector's item in your home. So I'm pretty excited. And I've got William, the professional print man on the job, so he's been a huge help. Oh, cool. Thank you. So if you haven't checked out my most recent vlog that I posted, my art vlog, I think it was yesterday I posted it. I kind of give a little tour. I believe it's in that one or the one before. I can't remember. Sorry. But if you're interested in taking a sneak peek, I also put it by itself in my shorts, so you can check it out. I just think it's really pretty. I'm a little biased. Plus, I like it because I've been an artist for a really long time, and it's got like different pictures of me from over the years. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of pictures of me from the 90s and even in the early 2000s, but it at least has like me over the last decade. So you get to see me with like curly hair and a bob and short hair. I don't know if I can find any long hair ones. My hair was always down to here up until a decade ago, and then I started cutting it off. And it's hard for me to find pictures of myself during that time. I didn't like getting my picture taken, and no one was really taking pictures of me in my studio at that time. So I have very few of me from that time period. But I like the website because I have a retrospective of my work that I'm putting up, and just pictures of me over the years, and my artist statement, my bio, all that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys for being here and hanging out. This isn't the most exciting project I'm working on right now. So if you don't stick around, I don't blame you. And normally William would come hang out with me in the evenings, but he's in the middle of doing the phone. So we're not completely converted yet. He's got both of my phones, my old one and my new one. So I'm being held hostage right now. And if he was here, it would be a lot more interesting because he could tell us about the cool stuff that he has going on at work, like all of the elevator woes of his day. He had a nice day to be working on elevators and walking around, but I think he was in mostly one spot. But today was glorious weather. I took technically 2 walks 3 times around the block, and it was like in the 60s. It was just fabulous. I mean, the neighbor was so happy. He talked to me for the first time ever, and we've lived here for like 8 years. So there was something in the air for sure. He has never said boo to me. My husband tricked him one time into talking to him. No, maybe twice. But yeah, they're not really chatty folks. So I was startled. That's what happens around here. We don't get to see the sun, and we're all miserable and angry. We don't want to talk to each other. And you know what they say, if you've ever taken any sociology classes, people are much better natured towards one another when they know their neighbor than even if you live in close proximity but you don't know your neighbor. You're not as likely to be kind to them or to look out for them. So you could like see them getting robbed and you'd be like, wow, sucks to be you. But if you know your neighbor, then you're like more invested and you're more likely to be to have protective inclinations toward them. I don't put a lot of stock in my old psychology education, but there's definitely a lot of things that are like common sense that I never really thought about before. Obviously, that makes sense. Oh, we're logged in. That's so great. Yay. Because I had all the descriptions for all the social media posts that I had written over the last couple years stored in OneNote in my phone. And when we opened up the new phone, like we had transferred everything over, but we hadn't done that one. And so I went to like do posts and there was nothing in there. I'm like, rah! So I could use my old phone. That was fine. But I can't then post from my new phone if I'm on the road or whatever, because all of my descriptions and everything are like I have like things that I copy and paste and all that sort of thing, like hashtags and tags and my like certain paragraphs that I put in every post. So I was just like a little bit like freaked out, and he was like, "Nah, we got this. We can manage that." And I was dubious because I have switched phones before and had like a bad time of it. And so part of the reason why it took me so long to switch was because in the past, when I've switched phones, like I've lost stuff and gotten froze out of things, and I could not figure out how to switch. My Amazon was all linked to this old email address, and the old email address, they closed it down. They used to have like these Hotmail accounts. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They call it, there was different ones, but you could use like hotmail.com, live.com, whatever. I had one of those addresses, and it was with my old married name, but it had like a lot of my bills hooked to it. It had Amazon Prime hooked to it. It had like a variety of things, Facebook, all this stuff. And for whatever reason, the account got deleted. Like one day I went to log in and it was just like this account is no more. And I don't know if Hotmail was like closing down their servers. I really don't know, but that happened to my husband with Lycos. Like one day he had an email that was like 20 years old, and then the next day he didn't. It was just not there anymore. So in any case, they probably had sent emails saying that they were going to be closing and whatever, but I, half the time don't really read that sort of thing. So I probably just didn't pay attention. I don't know. But anyways, they closed the account and I couldn't figure out how to switch it because Amazon would not like let me change my email without verifying my email, sending it to my old email. And I was like, but what if your old email isn't a thing anymore? Like, I understand that if I want to put a new email in there or change my primary email to a new email, that you might email my old email and say, hey, here's, the code to do that. But my old email is not a thing. Eventually we figured it out and got it worked out. But that was a big part of what was holding me back, was I could not figure out how to switch my Amazon email. So I went in circles for like ever about it. And then I just had like this epiphany to try again. And I don't know, I did something different and it worked. So it was probably right under my nose the whole time. I don't know. But I had these many interactions with Amazon where I was going in circles. Like, but I don't have the old email. We'll be happy to switch your email. Just give us your email and we'll mail you a code. But I don't have the email. But anyways, we have a new phone. It works beautifully. It takes wonderful pictures and videos. So, and it has tons of memory. I was having to upgrade my memory like crazy amounts because I take so much content on my phone, and so I have millions of pictures and videos, and I was starting to get all these errors and messages when I was trying to do stuff saying, oh, you've run out of room. And so that was making me crazy. And I know that's my husband's like big reason for getting me to switch to the new phone, because he was like, okay, like that's why we got the phone, because it has all the memories. So I'm excited that I won't have to contend with like having not enough room. Although having 45,000 videos and pictures on my phone is not a good plan, because ain't nobody got time for that. That is like, it's kind of crazy to try to dig through and find things from just, and that's only since 2017. That is literally no pictures that I had on my phone when I first got my iPhone in 2010 to 2017. That's when things got lost. And so like now I'm always sketched out by switching phones, because all of the pictures that I took of my life and my daughter when she was growing up, from 2010 when she was 10 years old until 2017 when she was 17 years old, were all demolished somehow and disappeared into the ether. So every single time I switch phones, I literally start to experience crushing chest pain. But it is what it is. You can't keep the same phones forever. This isn't 1892 where things were built to last, unfortunately. It'd be cool if it was. except for the medical advances. I always think to myself, man, I wouldn't want to have to deal with the bite the bullet theory for surgery. It sounds very uncomfortable, you know? Yeah, we can thin those pics and videos for sure. I'm just trying to catch up on comments and see if there was anything that I had missed. It's hard to read the comments and keep my face in the canvas at the same time. That's why I like William being on the live streams, because he'll generally like read comments and moderate and interact with people for me, which is very helpful. When I first started doing YouTube lives, they confused me because I felt like YouTube was like punishing me for not interacting with people's comments, because they were just hard to see as fast as they popped up on the screen and went by. So now I'm a little better about it, but it's still funny because like you can't really watch a screen and a thing at the same time. At least I'm not able to, because I'm blind, so you can see how close I have my face to the canvas so that I can see what I'm doing. My husband wanted me to work on the duck tonight, but I'm trying to call a few of these paintings like done so that I can list them and get them up on the website. So I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to do prints of the duck or not. I don't know. It's unlikely I'll sell the original. It's just going to be hanging out in the house for sure. But I could do prints, I guess. It just seems less of a priority than the ones that are going to be like actually sold in my series. So kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah, the duck may just be like giveaway prints. I'm not really sure. It was an academic piece, so I don't know how I feel about trying to sell the prints. I'm not really sure. I guess it's up to me what I sell. I guess all my artwork could technically be academic if I'm always trying and learning new things. Yeah, I can tell that when I did this first piece in the series that I basically only did the marker coat one time. And it's unfortunately it's just not enough. It's like not, it's just not opaque enough. And probably I should switch to acrylic pens. They're expensive and they dry out so quickly, and they're not, I like the thing I like about the Sharpies is I like the tip of the Sharpie. It's like a felted tip, whereas most acrylic paint pens are like, they have a really fat felted tip, but a narrower tip is like a hard plastic a lot of the times. So I don't want a super fat tip to it. So this is like in between. I just like the width of it. I like the fluidness of it. I like how long they last for. But I have found that if you don't do 2 coats, it just doesn't, it's not enough. It's not dark enough. So obviously on this first one, I was like, oh, maybe I can get away with 1 coat of Sharpie. And I didn't have anything to compare it to except for the love painting here. And that one I pulled off of my wall, which hangs in my bathroom actually. And I was like, oh, that one definitely had just 1 coat, and in spots barely any marker touching. So I know I'm kind of cheating, going back to old pieces and adding a little bit of definition to them, but they've never really been shown in public, and they've never been sold or printed for resale. So I say I can do whatever I want. That's what I say. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Mary, because I love the Sharpie too. I have every time I make one of these, people are like, oh, but wow, are you sure you should do that? And even when I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't know. But there's something about this that demands it. Almost, it demands it. And it works for me visually. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, I can't talk. One person one time left me a comment though that I thought was really perfect. They said, it makes my brain feel smooth. And I was like, I know what they mean, even though I also really can't articulate it any better than that. But yes, like I get it. That's the same sort of effect it has on my brain too. It's probably like a neurodivergent way to say that, but yeah, my brain feels smooth once I add the marker, and before then it doesn't. It's like jarring still. I'm excited to see how these turn out as prints actually, because we haven't done any prints of this particular series, the big huge ones. So that'll be fun. We have gotten a whole bunch of papers in. We've got everything from I think 8 by 10 to, or maybe even 8 by 8, and 12 by 12, 9 by 12, 11 by 14, up to 16 by 20. So we're going to offer a variety of sizes, but not every image will be available in like several sizes. It's just that each image will lend itself to its own size, and we'll have maybe 6 different options. So we're still testing papers. We're just testing also different types of papers. Like we have canvas paper, we have like a matte photo paper, we have watercolor paper. We've used even Bristol board. So I'll be really excited to see like what we end up really preferring for things, and sticking to whatever maybe gives us the most color. For my artwork, I feel like color is hugely important. So I liked the idea of printing things on watercolor paper, but the problem with watercolor paper is a lot of times it's not super bright white, and you can get it bright white, but it's like oftentimes in big sheets, and those are really expensive. And so that I may not go with watercolor paper. We'll see. I think the important thing is to get the colors to pop. So as long as it's a very good quality archival art paper of some sort, then I don't have to be too snobbish about it being watercolor paper or not. It may just be a little bit of a snobbish thing. I was thinking, it's a giclée print technically, and it's got to be on like a certain kind of paper. But as long as it's archival and artist quality, that should, and heavy, then that should be fine. So I've got less of a definition, I guess, of what the paper has to be after running a few test prints. It definitely gave me an idea of what we're looking for, but I'm excited. The print quality is amazing. It's such a good printer that William picked out. I appreciate your cheering me. Yeah, so the printer, I have to tell you, the printer that we have is called the Canon Pro 1000. And it is such a big printer that the box comes like with directions on the outside saying it's a 2-person carry type job, that you really need 2 people. Now, William is 6'4" and the elevator guy. So I know he didn't have anyone else help him carry that upstairs. I know he didn't have anybody else help him carry anything that's up in this house, which I don't know how things are where they are to this day. But anyways, like the table that's in my studio, it's so heavy. It must weigh hundreds of pounds. And he set it up without me even being here. The king size wood, massive slab bed frame, he did it by himself. Like, I don't even know. But anyways, he carried that several 100-pound printer upstairs. And he has figured out how to get it to sing for us. And I'm so excited. He did all the research going into it. I would not have known what printer to buy. I probably would have been like, well, Amazon Pit says this. And, back in the day, reading reviews, I would say very valuable. Nowadays, I don't really know how valuable they are, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of them are probably like bought reviews or whatever, or like, you know, the company going in and like spamming with as many reviews as they can. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of them aren't super trustworthy. So you just have to like take your time and read through them and do research online. And then he had to see what other artists, you know, would recommend and stuff. But apparently the Canon Pro 1000 is such an amazing printer. And now that we're printing with it, I'm like, wow, we can, you know, kind of brag about the fact, and I don't mean brag. We're not bragging people, but you know what I mean? We can market the fact that we're using this printer because it's such a fantastic quality printer that like an actual professional Giclée establishment might consider for their own operation. So I knew we spent very good money on it, but I didn't realize how valuable it was, and also like how like a lot of technology changes in a year or 2 years. So you buy something, it's $1,000 or it's $2,000, and a year or two later, it's like so outdated. This thing has been the gold standard actually for a while, and it still is even now. So we wouldn't necessarily do better to go buy something else, and this should last us for quite some time. So technology would have to get really, really crazy different in order for this to become obsolete. So that's very encouraging. A few of these little corners are not good either. So I'm glad that we decided that we would go through everything, William, because a few things needed some help for sure, outside of just the opacity of the lines. Like the joins aren't that great. Again, it's the first one, so. Oh, ha ha ha. Oh, it was probably my husband, honestly. I was asking him before, like, are you okay? Are you okay? We were eating pizza, and I'm like, are you okay? You seem not okay. You might need emergency level intervention over there. And then he'll say like, well, you know, Timmy had to deal with it all day. And I'm like, well, I'm not Timmy. I'm not Timmy. But yeah, if that's the case, that is definitely him. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to go much more than an hour to do this, William. I'll tell you one thing that is like probably surprising is this will make your arm very tired. Even if you're doing your push-ups and pull-ups, it's tiring, which I'm not doing any push-ups or pull-ups, but I should be, because it would help to condition my arm for this kind of thing. One thing I've never been able to do ever in my life is a push-up. Or, I mean, I can do a push-up. Not a very good one, but I can do it. I can do a pull-up, though. I've never been able to do one. William is very strong, and he can do a couple. He's not like RFK Jr. or anything. I'm not sure that guy's a real guy. I don't know if you can be in your 70s and just rip off 8 pull-ups in a row. I have no idea if that's even a real thing, but for all we know, he's AI as well. I thought it was really funny when Naomi was here, because I was like, oh my gosh, Naomi, I saw this online. And she's like, yeah, it's probably fake. It's probably AI. I'm like, okay. And then like, I don't know, an hour later, 2 hours, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I saw da-da-da. And she's like, that's probably fake. It's probably not real. Like, I'm realizing that her entire generation is doomed because of AI. Not because they're going to get fooled by AI, but because they think everything is AI. So if there is anything real that ever goes down, they're going to be like, yeah, it's probably AI. And then they're just going to go about, you know, their day while the world gets completely annihilated. I just thought it was really funny. She was just like, everything. She was like, yeah, it's probably AI. I'm like, wow, I can't imagine what it would feel like to think that everything around me was completely AI. But I guess in a way, it's probably a good idea to think like that, because otherwise you're going to get fooled into some stuff probably. But what's like the balance, you know? What if something's not AI? And then how do you know? How do you discern the difference? So that was kind of like unnerving. The one part about her being here that was a little unnerving. Oh yeah, it is amazing how good it is. And I mean, it's been the top printer for a long time. So I say we get our money's worth out of it while well, while it still is that, you know, I know one day we'll probably be like, okay, we have to upgrade, but right now that's what everyone would like to have. You know, it's the Mercedes Benz or the Cadillac or the what's the other one? Bugatti. I can't even think of the most expensive cars out there, but we got a really good printer, so we might as well use it. And we didn't use it for a long time. It was like my phone, you know, it just sat around being unloved and unwanted forever. And then finally, last spring, we had a need for it. And so he figured it out. And we were going to start like getting all of my work documented and whatnot then. But oh my goodness, would you not know that my whole world just was getting completely derailed every day by panic attacks. So this year it has been so different. Not perfect. I'm still having rough times. If you're watching my stuff, you'll know that that's the case. But what's different now is I'm not letting it keep me from progressing and moving forward. Maybe a little stuck, but not staying there. I'm not going to stay there because I can now look back at all the content I have created in just the last couple months, and that's inspiring to me. Like, I'm inspiring my own self just for showing up and being present for myself. Even I don't care if anybody shows up to the live stream. I don't really like doing them because they're nerve-wracking, because people say weird things in the chat and it's always bizarre to me, but like, I don't really care. Whatever. I'm expecting there to be 12-year-olds passing by, legitimately or figuratively. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter to me. I do understand that that's literally what is happening, though. So I follow enough people to understand that like the current day lingo and all that is like nothing that you can even keep up with. And so if I'm nihilistic about anything, it's that. I can see why like the older generations were completely like, I don't really care about the young generation, because they didn't understand, you know. Not that I don't want to understand. It's just like I do understand to a degree. Like, it's really hard to keep up with things as they change so fast. Well, has it been an hour yet, William? You said this wouldn't take very long, and now you've been up there for a while, and I said I would go online for an hour. I don't know. Feels like a lot longer than an hour has passed. It probably hasn't, but it feels like it. It's probably been 15 minutes. When I don't have my glasses on, I can't see the time, so I don't know how long it's been. But it's not as fun without William in the live stream, for sure. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, Mary, that is so nice. You inspire me because you show up and you talk with us and you remember our stories and you interact with us. My daughter thought it was so cute when I was telling her about you. So, and she does social media management and content creation for a living, which is really fascinating to me. Like, she's paid to do that, which is really cool. But she's like, that's, you know, that's actually not the easiest thing in the world to develop, is like an actual relationship with viewers and subscribers and followers. And, you know, if you can start doing that, that's a really good sign for your little channel. So I was like, ah, well done. Mary, you just made my whole day. As usual, because you always do. Hopefully the chill vibes of the studio is bringing some chill vibes into your space tonight. Now that I've got the website like underway, I feel like I don't have to be like in a mad dash every single day for 8 hours a day. I had to learn what I was doing. And that was just like, I'm an immersive learner. I like to just stay into what I'm learning until I get it. And so that's just easier for me to do in several days in a row than to like go back and forth and jump back and forth. Hi.
Hi.
Are you going to join?
Yes, I'm gonna join.
Yay, William is here.
I got the password for one of your emails, although the phone won't sign in because it puts something up on YouTube. But I think because you're maybe doing a live on YouTube,
Oh,
it
okay.
will also put the code up.
Okay.
But that's not a problem.
Okay. I really appreciate you helping me set all this stuff up because it's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. Probably isn't really in your wheelhouse either, but
Figure it out.
But you're a troubleshooting kind of guy, so it's on your resume, isn't it? Troubleshooting.
It is on my resume.
So, do we have any interesting elevator stories today?
Let's see, interesting elevator story.
I don't know if you have to talk loud for them to hear you. The speaker's over by the music.
Microphone.
You can go get it if you want. Then they won't be able to hear the music, but that's okay. You could turn it up some.
I'm sure you can probably hear me from here.
All right.
No, nothing really interesting. I was over at Wesley today, and really nothing interesting happening there.
No, it was a beautiful day though.
Yes, that was the most interesting part of the day. Was just
and you got to come home and take a walk with a beautiful artist and have pizza with her.
Yeah,
that was the highlight of your day.
Of the day right there.
Right? And we haven't played cards yet today, but we could do that at some point in the near future. Yeah, we've been on
I might not sandbag.
I
may have sandbagged a little bit last game. He accused me of it.
I knew you were. I knew he was sandbagging. I was losing badly. Now, I shot him out in one of the games that we played. He didn't even get to play any miles. And I
thought was awesome.
And I was like, "Go ahead, just put the cards down." He's like, "No, I don't have anything." But I knew he was fibbing. I knew it. There's like a little spot here that I just want to grab like a Sharpie and just put a little like ding on there. It's tiny, but it's annoying me.
Sometimes the best strategy is give your wife a chance to win.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I'm working on boring stuff right now, so I'm sorry. It's not the most interesting live stream to watch today. I have to just do touch-ups on this, and I just need to get through it, and I promised my husband I would, and so he was like, all right, well, time to live stream then. He's kind of like my art manager, we'll say, and does the logistical part of the studio for me. And he knows I do not like being watched while I'm making art, so he'll come and hang out with me so that I don't feel so nervous. And so we've had pizza tonight, and we've had a walk, and now we're having a studio time. And now you're having a snack of some sort because 3 slices of pizza and several boneless wings wasn't quite enough. Not enough for this big guy. That's what you got for being an elevator repair technician. It's hard work.
As the Russian lady said, when she was loading a patient to the elevator at Wesley, she's like, no more COVIDs over here.
No more COVIDs over here.
Oh yeah, they had masking going on.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. So they didn't today?
No.
Oh, that's great. Well, I mean, you're talking, it's a nursing home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's, it's more concerning for sure for the elderly population.
Mary, we're always making you hungry when we're on here.
I know, because that's what we do. We have a lot of snacks, and I'm even like sitting here wishing I had Parmesan crisps, but we don't have any because he used all the Parmesan, and then he didn't go to the store and get more. Mm-hmm. And I'm not supposed to have to go to the store.
No, I go to the store.
He does the store. I don't do the grocery shopping in the house, like at all, ever. I have been to the store with him on occasion. I go like once every other month or so.
I like it when we go like at night at like 9, 10 o'clock when there's nobody there.
Yes. Friday nights are good for that. Sunday nights are good for that. Believe it or not, the grocery store is pretty empty on a late Sunday night or even on a late Friday night. So if we go, because I have really bad anxiety going into stores, grocery stores mostly, but regular stores. I used to love to shop and go to the mall and go grocery shopping. I don't know. Anyways, when I started having panic attacks, then all of a sudden grocery shopping became like a big blah. And so he started taking that on. In fact, I would say like during COVID, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Night shopping too.
Oh, it's the best, isn't it? And even if you're going to somewhere like Walmart, which is, sometimes a tragedy, but if you're going at night, not only is it quieter, but you might get to see the guy on the floor Zamboni doing the floors.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Or they have those other machines is it BJ's or Sam's where the machine like drives around and does its own thing. What's it doing? Is it cleaning the floor?
Oh, inventory thing.
Oh, it's doing it. Yeah, those big. It's like a giant robot. If that had to be the size of robots, they would never really work out in our world because the thing is so big. I thought it was like a floor cleaner thing.
That's coming next.
Probably. I don't know. I don't go to the store really very much. We keep a running list on the refrigerator on a dry erase board. And if he happens to be like driving by the store, which happens usually at least a couple times a week, he'll say, "Send me the list." And I snap a picture and he swings by the store and gets what we need. And then I never, ever, ever have to leave the house to go to the store, at least. I used to do the grocery shopping way back in the day. How's that going?
Oh, well, I got OneNote and OneDrive logged in.
Okay.
And your one Gmail account, I have the correct password.
Okay.
You had the wrong one in the book, but I got
Oh.
checked the phone and it's showing me the right one.
Okay. Thank you for being clever.
There's more than one way around this.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Well, like, you know how your phone will like, the phone will secretly be like, "Oh, I have the password. You want me to fill it in for you?"
And you're like, "Yeah, I do."
Well, yeah, I said, "Yeah, I do," but then before I did that, I clicked on the box where it says "Show the password." So I filled it, and there it was for me.
Nice. Don't say that too loud to Apple. They're gonna hear it and they're like, "Oh." They're gonna say that was a bug that they didn't mean.
Soon to be corrected in our next update.
Right, exactly. I was a little scared when you unshared your location with me, and then you're like, "Wait, where'd it go?" Because that was so interesting. That's been that way for a long time. The location, we've been sharing our location for a long time, and I have been with Naomi forever. I mean, I told Naomi when she first got her phone, she would have to share her location with me. So I've been like doing that for 13 years. It's always been in the same spot. So for them to like
think we're dorks that we have our location shared with each other, but like, I know other people that do that though, and for the same reason that we do it.
And it's not a jealousy thing because like I need to get a green marker here. Yes, I know it's so true. You're not wrong, Mary. They have been bad since Eden. But like, yeah, it's not a jealousy thing because my daughter and I have been sharing location for a really long time, 13 years, I think at least. So it's definitely not a jealousy thing. It's a comfort thing, maybe.
It is a comfort thing. It also just it brought me into a new place of trust, not only with you, but also just like giving you myself and that trust. Like I will say, like in previous relationships, I thought it was important for me to have my own phone where nobody that was my private space. You know what? I was doing stuff on it I shouldn't.
Oh, interesting. Well, I don't have anything to hide from you, so you can look at my phone all you want.
To hide from you either, but I did have stuff to hide back previously from you, and like when I was like that, yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's good.
Listen, it's everybody is different, but I do think like that a big part of our societal woes is that people don't have transparency with each other. Honestly, I don't think that's a good thing. That everybody has like this secret deep life. Yeah. I mean, think about how freeing it is if like you're able to just be who you are, and you don't have like all these skeletons in your closet, and you don't like you just are. And I'm not saying it means you're perfect. It means just like, okay, I've not been a good person, or I've done this or that, but like this is who I am now, and I'm like just being who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever. If you have to hide it, then there's something. Then you don't mind. Then you're not okay with it yourself.
No, I'm not at peace with myself.
Right. So that's the issue. But I think for our family, it's just we've been sharing location, you and I, for so long. I can't even. It was like we started sharing location like almost right away.
Yeah.
Because you were on the road, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So we've been sharing location for 8.5 years almost now.
And it says it's part of her family contract. She's got to know where her people. So it's...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And if anybody's got a threat with that, or anybody has a problem with that, then I got to reconsider. I personally at this point would not be able to be in a relationship with a man who was like, no, you can't have that. Because I would be like, okay, why? It's a comforting thing for everyone in my family to have that. And so I'm not saying I share my location with my parents. But like that wasn't a thing. Like I grew up in a time when my parents didn't care where we were when we were children. They're not going to care where we are now.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's a very different time too. So, but
did you like break your arm or leg or something, and your parents weren't around?
Yes, my parents had gone away for the weekend, and it was back in the day when there was like obviously no cell phones and no emails and no websites. This was in the 80s, and we had gone to church, and with Lisa, she was like our foster sister person who was a couple years older than me, and was staying with us while my parents were gone for the weekend. And so we had gone to church, and I'm skipping down the sidewalk, and literally it's just a slight incline, like the slightest incline, like this. And I trip and land on my arm and pass out from the pain, I guess. I don't really remember, but I remember them taking me to the hospital, and we didn't know where my parents were. They were going away for the weekend, and they went to Vermont or something. I don't know, but we didn't know. And so the hospital and the ER was like trying to. We did not know where they were. I can't believe people didn't call CPS. That would never happen now. That would never happen. So we're with this girl who's not even related to us, who's babysitting us for the weekend, who's like still in high school, I think. And the hospital is trying to call my grandparents in Pennsylvania. And I could remember my grandmother's name was Kathy Fisher, and I knew that they lived in Reading, and that's all I knew. And so like, because my dad, he was actually like in a no contact kind of situation with her. And so like I couldn't even remember what their address was. I had no idea what their phone number was. And so the hospital was like trying to call somebody. They ended up calling my grandmother in Pennsylvania and asking if they could have permission to treat me, which is really funny too, because it's like, again, there was no real proof that was my grandmother. Just such a funny, different time. So yeah, it may seem weird to people because of that history that you may have in your life, but I don't know. I know that there's been times when Naomi's like, oh yeah, I saw that you went there, whatever. And definitely William will tell me, like, my location got turned off recently. And I was like, I didn't do that. And he's like, no, I know. I don't know what happened. He's like, but I like to be able to I like to look at your location, even if I know you're home. It's just like comforting to me to know that you're home and you're safe, So, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no. There's no one who's going to kick me off their phone, out of their space, lock the door. I did a relationship like that, and I tried to be okay with it. And then come to find out, the thing I was trying to be okay with was them cheating on me, because that's what's happening for the most part when people can't look at your phone. Like, you're either, if you aren't willing to let people look at your phone, who you live with or you share a bed with or bills with, then it's unlikely you're going to be willing to die for them. So then I might say maybe you're with the wrong people, And I that could be on them and that could be on you. William definitely might have thought it weird to think about dying for someone he was in a relationship with, probably prior to this one. Mm-hmm.
Not no more.
Not no more?
Nope.
I'm not demanding you die for the relationship,
Threatened to kill me for the relationship.
I might do that. I'm not demanding you go jump off a bridge though. To prove yourself. I might threaten you with your life though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have earned it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a two-way street, really. It's a two-way street. We all earn it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all earn it sometimes. But it's like, to what degree are you willing to sacrifice for the people that are in your life, for your people, for your tribe? And if it's very little, then I have to wonder, are they really your tribe? You know?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Whew, this is definitely helping this to pop. And the good news is I already have like the top half done, so I'm gonna kind of meet in the middle. What time do we have,
Just
William?
a little more popping today.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
7:45.
Oh, wow. Sounds like it's almost game time. A card game in Bath, maybe? I don't know. Somebody posted on, might have been a YouTube short saying like, is this a new thing? Like, hey, we only shower once every 3 or 4 days, or I don't know. It was like a girl posting like, where are my girlies at that think showering every day is a waste of time or whatever. And I don't know. I have to bathe twice a day. If I don't bathe at night, I have to be like not well or just too tired. But generally speaking, I'm not going anywhere if I didn't bathe. And I usually am not crawling into bed. It may be brief, but a quick dunk in that hot water does me good every single day, twice a day. Gets me up and puts me to sleep. People think I'm crazy. So when I go camping, you cannot even imagine how horribly uncomfortable I am. Because most people, they don't mind a once a day shower or even a once every other day shower. And I'm talking, when you're used to bathing twice a day, that's a different level of clean that you don't experience in the shower. And William can attest to this because when I met him, he didn't do baths because he's a big guy. And then I helped him to figure it out. And now he's always like, oh, is it bath time? Is it bath time? You're a bath time convert. But I have noticed if I'm not home, like if I do leave to go to my mom's to watch the chickens, or if I go off to the camping trip or I go visit Pat, I've noticed like you won't do the baths though. So they're a luxury for you, but for me, they're like a necessity, and I'm hurting when I don't get them. When I go visit Pat, I can't do a bath because she doesn't really have that.
Right.
That's,
I like my bath at home.
Yeah, the bath at home is.
Grab my 6'4" body into the bathtub with his knees and elbows.
He is.
Out in all directions, going in there.
Yes. Am I a painter? Well, yes, but right now I'm doing the line work on my painting. So you're supposed to be moderating comments, dude. Why aren't you moderating comments?
Oh, interesting. Elevator has guide rail.
Okay.
Anything to do with elevators?
What?
Elevator has guide rail?
Oh, his name is Elevator Has Guide Rail. Well, you're an elevator repair technician, so I can see why that would perk your interest.
Yeah.
Do you like being an elevator repair technician?
I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. How do you feel like you loved it right away, or do you feel like it took time?
It was interesting right away. The very first job I was on with Dave was.
We are in Saratoga Springs, yes. Yep. Where it was literally William snowblowed the driveway on Friday. And today, this is how I went out for a walk because it was so warm out. The weather around here.
Shorts both days.
Well, he was wearing shorts no matter what, but the fact is he had to snowblow on Friday, and that's how different our weather gets in such a short period of time. You go from snow to like summer in 2 days, which is crazy. He wears shorts year round. He doesn't care how cold it gets, even when it's like 10 degrees out. This past winter, there were weeks in a row that did not get above freezing, and he still did not wear any pants. Well, he wore shorts. It wasn't like he was pantsless. So yeah, I really appreciate the warm weather, but it's weird to like adjust to it so quickly because, like I said, it was snowing on Friday morning, so I could use a little bit more of a transition, you know? We were talking.
I was telling you the first.
Oh yeah.
The first job I ever went on, I went with Dave, tagged along with him, and we went to Finch Paper on their freight elevator, which holds 42,000 pounds. You can park 4 cars on it.
42,000 pounds on one elevator.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like here I am thinking, okay, I'm working on elevators. I'm working on the elevators I've ever always seen my whole life.
Like in a hotel?
Like yeah, you walk in, you press the button, you go up or
Right.
whatever, and it seems like
Can
literally
hold
like
4 cars?
It's like yeah, you can put 4 cars on it.
So it's like a garage. As big as a garage?
It's it's like as wide as the studio is, and from window here to window there. Like
oh wow,
like it's gigantic. You can park 4 cars on it.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Now, what's the smallest elevator that you worked on?
The smallest one probably like.
Do you guys have the little ones in the buildings that have like?
Saratoga, there's another place in Malta, and like you can like 2 people bumping up against each other fit in there. They're like.
Okay.
It's real tight having 2 people in.
So, do you service any kind of lift system, or is it just elevators? Are there lift systems that aren't people elevators?
Yeah, freight elevators aren't people elevators, and we do platform lifts. There's like down in Troy where we have a big platform lift. We do so like yeah, any kind of lift system.
Interesting.
All right. Elevator has.
Where is my husband? He is actually sitting at the table behind me. Sometimes when we do a live stream, I'll angle the iPad so that he's like sitting at the table and you can see us both. But he was upstairs in the office for a little bit working on my phone, so he wasn't down here. And so now he's just sitting at the table. But he is in the live stream sometimes. And he is in the vlogs sometimes. It just depends. I try to capture him when I can, but he's gone like 50-ish hours a week usually because he works a ton of overtime. Because you don't realize this, but the whole city is just doing its thing, and elevators be breaking down everywhere all the time. And apparently, it's very, very important that they don't. So I had no idea. So the whole the maps thing is cool because we always had our location turned on for each other. So then when he started with this company a couple years ago, like every time I would open my phone, he's like in a different place. And I don't mean like in just Saratoga Springs. He would be in Broadway in Saratoga Springs, and he would be down in Troy, and then he's over in Schenectady. And I'm like, wow, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, Gloversville, Lake George.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, I have to drive up to Lake George to drop something off, then I have to drive down to Albany to deliver something, and then I'll be working over in Schenectady.
Yeah. All over the immediate area.
Yes, and he's like driving all over the place and interacting with all different people like every day. Super interesting, especially considering that I'm here every day, all day now, as opposed to when we were like in business together and we were always together. So he loves doing the live streams with me. At least even if he's not in the live stream, he will join the live stream because then he says it feels like we're still working together, which is so sweet.
He's in one apartment building. I'll leave it unnamed here on the video at the moment.
Yeah, let's not be dropping names here unless it's doing us some good.
It's in the hood in Troy, and the stairwell had a sign in it that said, if you're going to go to the bathroom in here, use a bag.
The stairwell has a sign that says, if you're going to go to the bathroom, use a bag?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. If you're going to go to the bathroom, use a bag. The first thing is that that's being said. The second thing is that it has to be said.
Another place in the hood in Albany,
oh my gosh.
Testing over the summer that in the elevator, there was a sign in the elevator that said, don't urinate in the elevator. This was a secure place that only the residents can get in and have access to it.
So only the residents
have their own bathroom.
Oh, so the only people that would be doing that would be potentially then residents, you're saying?
Yeah. And then I had to kneel down and change the battery inside the car station, and I noticed the floor was wet.
Oh, no.
It wasn't water.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And you were just saying how you wear shorts always, so.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Well, luckily I have
cleanable knees.
The tub of wipes in the van. So,
Right. Bring out the antiseptic.
Uh-huh.
Gosh, wow, that's scary.
Well.
At least you get to use all the different microwaves in the entire capital region.
I do.
You know where all the bathrooms are. And you know where all the microwaves are? Microphones. I got microphones on the brain.
Yes, Megan, that was a little yummy. It's not my everyday, thank goodness.
No. But he does get to see, like, he does get to do a lot of interesting things and see interesting things. And sometimes it's gross. So, unfortunately. And sometimes it's creepy, like when you found the snake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How would it even get in where it was?
I don't know. So yeah, I don't envy you, but I'm glad you like it. That's really cool. There was a long time when I wasn't sure if you actually liked it because you've taken some time to acclimate to it, I feel like.
Yeah.
But you like it, so that's cool. Is it better, like, now that you're not the new guy? Does it take a long time to stop being the new guy there? Do you feel like? Because now that you got Timmy there.
Mike finally stopped picking on me.
Oh, gosh.
2 years.
Well, you know, he's got other issues going on. He's got a lot of health issues, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So his attention might be refocused onto staying alive.
Good.
You're like, that's awesome.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad he stopped picking on you. I always thought it was funny too that he would pick on you so bad, yet like he's like so kindly shows up with your Christmas present, cookies and booze day. He shows up with the cookies and cheesecake and stuff that his wife makes. That's so funny. Next year, we've decided it's going to be more than just cookies and booze, but cookies, booze, and Parmesan crisps and vinegar.
Yes.
Because come to find out, his boss is like a huge vinegar fan, and I like to make
alcohol barely at all.
Right. So we usually do like this moonshine batch at Christmas that we make everybody homemade, like not distilled, but you know, fruit punch, basically peach flavored or apple, whatever, with Everclear and some other vodkas or whatever mixed into it. But his boss doesn't really drink, so we do. Also, we do these infused vinegars, but I didn't know that his boss like loved vinegar. And so we didn't give him one this year, but come to find out, the dude loves vinegar. And so I had made pineapple jalapeno. I'd made cinnamon apple, not just like apple cider vinegar, but like a cinnamon apple with clove in it. And I did an orange. Cranberry orange. Yeah, so he was super, super excited. So I said, well, goodness, I guess it's going to have to be more like vinegar and cookies and booze next year. So
yeah, he loves that vinegar. He said he
was just drinking it. He drinks vinegar by like the cupful.
He mentioned it this morning.
He mentioned the vinegar this morning?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Made the meeting a little more bearable, right? Mm-hmm. He has to do these Monday morning meetings and he hates them so much. He has to like figure out ways to sort of like pass the time, but he can't really do it that well because they're all standing, like the 6 of them or whatever, around a table, like a desk or a door that is the tabletop of their little table. And so it's not like you can
for about 2.5 hours this morning.
And it's not like you can really like do a crossword puzzle while you're doing it or dig around on your phone too much. So you have to be like discreet about it, I guess. Because everyone can see. It was kind of like what it was being a nurse's station too. Like or not nurse's station, a nurse's report when I was working as a tech. Like same deal. You have to sit there. You have to look like you're paying attention. None of it really applies to you, but there's going to be a test, you know? They're going to ask you trick questions and see if you were paying attention and judge you accordingly. I remember the nurses would be like, well, we mentioned that in report. And we're like, well, we're not nurses and we don't care. But I took notes and I didn't write that down. I don't know. You guys talked for like freaking hour and 15 minutes. I was comatose by the end.
Yeah, I used the other part of my time to redo my keys.
To redo your keys?
Yeah, my keys. I have fire service keys on a ring, and I made a new ring. And found some missing more pad upstairs.
Can we get you doodling while you're at work? Because I would got written up for doodling at work during nurse's report. Yeah, and I was just like, well, everyone else is doing it. They're like, well, your doodles don't look like my doodles. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, they look professional.
Okay.
So yeah, they wanted me to like sign a thing and like say, oh yeah, I'm bad. I'm gonna get written up. I'm like, I'm not doing it because everybody is sitting there doing it. And just because my doodles are look what? Like, okay, I don't know what to tell you.
Mary says she likes the raspberry vinaigrette. There's a vinegar we can use.
Oh
Raspberry.
yes. That could be the next one we do. I just like to use old wine bottles and liquor bottles, and I will clean them off. Sometimes I will even remove the labels and stuff, and then I'll fill it up with just white distilled vinegar, and then I will add in whatever I want to add in, my aromatics or my fruit or whatever. And garlic is a really good one to add. We've done a cranberry garlic clove, I think, which sounds crazy, but it's really good.
It's like rosemary garlic.
Rosemary, garlic, cranberry, and I still think it had clove. I don't know. Anyways, so good. And as they kind of sit over the course of, since you don't use it all in one shot, it kind of like infuses more and more and more as it sits there and gets better and better. But it's easy, we buy like, I think vinegar comes in like, is it 3 gallons at a shot? I forgot. He buys these big, huge.
Yeah, the gallon
jugs. Or maybe it's a 1 gallon, and you can get like 3 wine bottles out of it. So that's one of our favorite things to do. Makes really good salad, makes really good pickles. So if you just buy fresh cucumbers and slice them up and put them in there, makes really, really good. My favorite, pickled onions.
Yeah, so good.
You add, like you use half vinegar, half water, and then you add in some kind of sugar. We had a spicy bourbon maple, right?
Yes.
It was so good. We used that as the sweetener for our pickled onions, and it was amazing. Well, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing all right. I'm seeing if
the slave driver is not telling me that I can quit yet.
Anytime. 8 o'clock.
When did I start? 6:30? If I look on here, I don't have my glasses on. It says I've been going for 72 minutes and 43 seconds. So I've been going for over an hour or so. And I've gotten a lot done on this side of things. So that's encouraging. I'll do a tiny bit more if you've got a tiny bit more in you.
Yeah, I do.
I don't want to not play cards, though.
I don't want to not play cards either.
Are we still on the Millsborn kick? Millborn?
Yeah.
All right. It's funny because you didn't like to play that game. I could not get him to play this card game for years. We played it way years ago, but I bet you we hadn't played it since like 2020 or 2021. He didn't really like it because it's not a super collaborative game. You kind of have to play it cutthroat or there's no point in playing it.
You have to play it a little cutthroat, yeah.
Yeah. And so we hadn't played it in a long time. And then, interestingly enough, I forget the weekend after my birthday, when I was like having a really bad birthday, remember? But the following weekend, in the middle of the night, I was like, we were both awake because it was like a Friday night, but it was like 12 o'clock at night. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like we're supposed to go play some Millsborn. And he's like, what? He looked at me like I was crazy. He was tired. Yeah. He gets up early Friday morning still, even if it's Friday night. Friday morning, he's still up at like 5 o'clock or 5:30. And he's like, what? You're crazy. And I was just like, listen, let's just bear with me. Just humor me. And he always is so good natured, and he did. And we ended up like having such a fantastic evening, and it was like really awesome. And then from that night, now he's on this kick of this card game where you're like basically trying to shut each other out as best you can. So it's funny because we went from not playing it for years to, I think we've played it probably like 100 times since, it was the night before Valentine's. It was February 13th. It was Friday the 13th. I didn't realize.
Oh, whoa.
Did you realize that?
No.
That's crazy that happened on Friday the 13th. Technically, I think by the time we were playing, it was into the 14th, but that's interesting. Yeah. That was Friday the 13th. We were kind of having an off moment, so that explains a lot. And then Love conquered all
That's right.
and showed up for us on the 14th. I think we played. We were like doling out the cards once we found the game because we had to find it, and then we couldn't even remember how to play it. It had been so long. I had to look at the rules. I couldn't find the box or the rule book. I could just find the deck of cards, and so I'm like having to, and I could just tell he was like, are you kidding me? Like we have to look up how to play too. But he was actually really good natured about it, and then I don't know that was a therapeutic game of cards.
Yeah,
that was a good thing. So you have to remember the raspberry vinaigrette. I just saw the comment again because I just glanced down at the comments. You have to remember that one.
Oh, I'm going to.
Raspberry. It's a good suggestion, Mary. I like that. And now that we know, Steve is a vinegar addict, we can just bribe him with vinegars to be nice to you. Maybe you'll get a better raise next year.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He wanted to pay you for the vinegar. Next, we'll just inundate him with vinegar, so next year you'll get a better raise. Okay, I might.
Good idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like it's like Dwight Schrute with the bagels, and he comes into work and he brings the bagels and the people feel compelled to take one, but it's really just so that he can like call in a favor later.
Uh-huh.
You do the same thing with the vinegar.
Yep, vinegar.
Yeah, you want some vinegar? Oh, do I need to pay? No, it's on the house.
Yeah. Yes. It's on the house. Hey, by the way, remember that vinegar.
Right. That's funny that he likes it so much. Though I've never known anyone. So when I was a kid, do you remember how like parents, did your parents ever wash out your mouth with soap?
No.
Interesting. So my parents did until someone told them like, oh, you can't do that. It's child abuse, which, is reasonable. But the same person who said you can't do that as child abuse said, no, what you want to do, of course, the person who says you shouldn't do this comes in with a more brilliant option. It's like, you could make them drink vinegar. And so they switched off to vinegar. And that's I didn't like vinegar as a kid, but that's probably what got me an affinity towards it. I didn't get my mouth washed out with vinegar very many times, but the few times I had it, I was like, it tastes like I remember my parents would get like Italian mixed subs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it tastes like a sub.
The time I started liking vinegar.
Right. Just like, what's the story with the guy who was like smoking cigarettes?
Oh, it was Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald, one of my favorite like comedy routines he did is talking about
don't cover your mouth so we can hear you.
Smoking cigars, I think it was, and his dad caught him smoking. It's like, oh, now you got to smoke the whole box. And then his answer is, that's about the time I started smoking cigars full time.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was about the time I started liking salt and vinegar chips a lot.
Yeah.
Funny, the soap never had that effect where I felt like eating soap after that, though.
No.
Oh, that's funny, though. So you never had the vinegar or the soap?
I never had the vinegar or the soap.
It was so poisoning. The belt. Well, that existed in my house as well. I did not really get that much, but we had the Board of Education as well.
Oh. No, my mom had the plastic spoons. From the plastic kitchen spoons, and they were the 70s ones.
Those are like really sturdy.
Not like the crap we got today. That was like,
the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that would just either flop over or break or whatever. No, these things had action. Snap.
Oh, why am I on low power mode? What are you, not plugged in? That's rude. I have another cord.
Yeah, I don't know. I think these were like '70s Tupperware plastic spoons.
Oh
Like there
yeah.
was like a small one and a big one, and depending on the infraction was which spoon you got. You hope she grabbed the small one first, not the
Right.
big one.
She's really mad though. She grabbed that big one, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh dear. My mother did not really spank us too much. That was usually left for my dad, and he didn't like me getting spanked. So I was rarely spanked. I was talked to a lot and sent to my room, but I did get spanked and I did get slapped. Just not as much as my brothers by a long shot. I was also not as disobedient as them. I was like scared of pain. They just didn't seem to be. I was like thinking to myself all the time, okay, so all you have to do to avoid this is not to do this. And they were like, yeah, whatever. I I didn't like the discomfort.
And for them, it was a point of diminishing returns.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
that
like
for life for a minute.
right. It's not that big a deal.
Oh, Mary, old school. I had to break your own switches.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, we didn't have that though. My parents would tell us about theirs for sure. Actually, I believe my brothers probably did a few times. I believe that when we were like not home, and we were like off visiting people for the day or whatever, they would have them do that. I never had that. I will say that. But my brothers, I'm pretty sure that they did. I remember too, like my brothers would get like actually humiliated by my parents at times. Like I remember one of them like lied or something, and we were off visiting these people, these weird people who lived up in the mountains sort of, and who like lived in a teepee. And my brother,
wow.
yeah, and my brother, they were like off grid and they were homeschoolers. And this was way back in the 80s.
Well, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
It's cool now.
Maybe. I don't know. Their way of doing it probably still wouldn't be considered that cool, but they made my brother like wear a sign for the entire day, like a sandwich board sign that says "I'm a bona fide liar" the whole day. Like just crazy. Like stand outside and do that the whole day. Just weird.
Who in the woods is going to see you wearing it though?
That we were in the woods. Nobody was. It was just the idea. I guess it was just the idea. I don't know. Weird like things like that. I was always kind of grateful that my parents would just talk my ear off for 3 hours and tell me how disappointed they were, and then they would like send me to my room. But a lot of times they would ground me. So if I had the hope of going and doing something, they would just be like, well, you're not doing that. So I was really careful to not piss them off, because basically they would just take away any fun I had, and I was already a full-time nanny for them and cook and all that. So I was terrified that they would take away my freedom that I would have on occasion, because I didn't get to have a childhood. Basically that was earned time off, basically my ETO time. So I didn't want to get my ETO time taken away from me. They knew it was highly effective to tell me, oh, well, you can't go spend the night at your friend's house, when I hadn't been to anybody's house in 6 months.
Yeah.
So they
like, this is twice a year I get to do this.
Right, and they didn't care. Yeah. Yep, that's just the way it was back then, though. People had to deal with life being tough back then, especially. People have way more support now than they did back then by a long shot, I feel like. And I just feel like people feel differently about children than they did back then. People, like, everybody's children were feral. Like, everybody's. We were feral. Our parents were feral.
Mary was. She said she got kicked out of the house. They locked the doors. Just go out and play. We don't want you here.
Same. Yep. Same. You can't come home until tonight. They would let me come inside the house to pee, and they would tell my brothers, "You can pee in the woods."
Yeah.
They'd
probably come home early because you had to cook dinner.
I was allowed to come in and cook dinner. Yep. But my brothers would stay outside basically until it was done. They didn't want to come inside anyways, because remember, we grew up with no TV, so there was nothing to do inside.
So what are you gonna do?
They didn't read. They would go outside as much as they possibly could. They would be outside as much as they could. We didn't have a TV, so. And I would, like, on crappy days or winter days or whatever, I would do different things. We'd play like house or school or whatever. But they really just wanted to be outside. They were rambunctious, and they were like riding their bikes all over the place and half killing each other most days, and like getting into big fights with other boys and stuff. And it just wasn't like I was a busy girl already at that time. I might have only been 10 or 12, but I was already crafting, drinking my tea, reading books, and researching recipes that I could, find in the cookbooks that my mom had laying around. So I was like 80 when I was like 8.
Drinking tea and
digging through cookbooks. Yeah.
Digging through cookbooks.
Yep. It's true.
Crocheting.
I was too. I was too.
Playing canasta.
Practically. That's why you liked me, though. You were like, this lady's been an old lady forever.
Yeah. She's hip.
Well, speaking of this lady being an old lady forever, this old lady is tired tonight.
Okay.
So I might be ready to wrap it up. My arm is actually getting a little sore, and the thing I'm afraid of is if I drop the marker, I don't have replacement paint. This is it.
Wow, pressure's on.
Right, so. Whew. Let's flip it around, though, just to take a peek at it, because this is the wrong side. So we can at least flip it right side up. Yeah, my elbow gets like carpal tunnel in it. But all that really leaves is this little tiny bit of the midsection. And the signature, and it's done. Whoa. Last thing I need to do is chunk it up. I keep finding chunks on the edge that I'm missing. All right. So this is piece number 1 in the Anxiety series, large scale acrylic. And it's almost done. Almost done. I just need to double do the line work here, but you can see how much cleaner it looks once I get it on there. And this little midsection does look kind of light and needs a little help, especially around here.
Did you redo the left one?
I haven't. I worked on the one corner. I got, so this is probably backwards for you guys, but I just was doing another coat on this as well, and I got this area here, so I think it's very far. Anyways, it's like 20 after 8, so I think I'm going to call it quits. So if you've been here and you've hung out, I really appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you join my journey. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your night, especially you, Mary, because you're the best.
Mom.